in Hollywood.
Set in the world of 1920s football, the owner of a professional team drafts a straight-laced college coaching sensation only to watch his new coach fall for his own fiancée in Leatherheads.
Well, welcome to Made in Hollywood, and I'm going to show you a half an hour's worth of clips to Leatherheads. Enjoy. You like playing football?
I love playing football.
You hit anybody that comes near him. Right? Oh, I like him.
About your character, Dodge Connolly, what issues does he have with Carter Rutherford?
Only that he's younger and more talented, and that he's better than he would ever have been at football.
There's no need to be calling people names. Grandpa.
He just makes Dodge mad because he represents everything that Dodge knows is coming, which is the future, and he's worried about that. You know, I think we all have those understandings after a while.
We're broke now. Our season just started.
Time to pack it up and go home.
So why is your character, Carter, so important to Dodge Connolly and all his football issues?
That's a good question. I mean, the truth is Dodge, George's character, Dodge, represents a real character in professional history where basically pro football was going to die because no one was going to see it.
It's your intention to legitimize professional football?
He basically needed to pull the best college player, when they were getting 30 or 40,000 fans, he had to pull the best player into the pros because he knew that's where all the people would come from.
Carter Rutherford leaves Princeton to play for the Duluth Bulldogs.
What?
You get the call that you got the part playing across George Clooney and Renee Zellweger. What was the first thoughts that come through your mind?
Who is this? That's basically what happened. I didn't think it was real. I had no idea what was going on. I'm sure I'm like a lot of people who expect a much bigger name in that role, and you sort of are like, Renee Zellweger, George Clooney, who's that? He's got to be Matt Damon or something.
They've got a completely different style, Carter. How are you going to adjust to that?
Maybe they'll just kind of adjust to me.
So who is Lexi Littleton, and how does she play into this Dodge Carter football fiasco?
Well, basically we sort of stole a character out of the front page, the movie The Front Page, and His Girl Friday a little bit. We made her a writer, which there really weren't, a sports writer. She was wrote for the Tribune, which there weren't a whole lot of in 1925, as you can imagine.
Hey, what's a girl doing in the press box?
Certain jobs are always going to be done like that.
Big strapping man?
But it seemed like a very fun character to make her, because then she would have to have been really strong and really feisty, and she is. And she sort of hands everybody their hat at one time or another.
2, 1, jump! Boy, she's like actress dream come true. I mean, she's this amalgamation of those old school Hollywood film heroines, like, Ginger Rogers and Rosalind Russell, and a lot of Katharine Hepburn in her. Spitfire, clever, tenacious, confident, sexy.
So you're a sports writer?
Why not? Superficially, look at the clothes she gets to wear, and even more superficially, look at the company she keeps. It's not a bad day at the office.
Ooh, good-looking war hero, football boy.
Renee is so good in this part and so right for the part, and it's a really good part for her, that it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch when you get to see why we loved Jean Arthur and Barbara Stanwyck and Ginger Rogers, why we liked those actresses so well, as they had those kind of parts.
The real story is the matchup between the Bullet and teammate Dodge Connolly.
So how is your character's relationship with Lexi Littleton like a roller coaster?
It's wild. I mean, I think that a guy who's the biggest star in the country feels like he should be able to get any girl he wants, and here comes this like fast-talking sort of really strong-willed girl that he thinks he can get, and he ends up having to vie for her love with George Clooney.
You're the kind of cocktail that comes on like sugar but gives you a kick in the head.
In real life, I would normally get the girl, obviously. So it's good that he has to write scripts to get himself girls.
There you have it.
Yeah, exactly.
You want me to tell him about this?
Just let him know. He knows. He knows.
You think you're the slickest operator in Duluth, but being the slickest operator in Duluth is kind of like being the world's tallest midget, if you ask me.
It's too bad we know each other so well. We might have gotten along.
Well, I'll live.
Alone.
So what physically did you have to endure to prepare to do this role?
Getting hit a lot. I didn't have to prepare so much. I play a lot of basketball, so I was in shape. But you got hit a lot. and it's very different than playing basketball, you know.
Well, as you can tell from the movie, that is the best physical condition you've ever seen any actor.
I made sure everybody, I'm 5'11", so I cast everyone my height. Because if you cast people who really play football now, you know, I'd look like the kicker out there.
The best call I got was when George was like, hey, by the way, you know, none of the guys back then were really worked out and buff. And I was like, oh, great, so I can just go back to the regimen of doing nothing that I'm very used to. A couple of plays we ran at Princeton.
A lot of our plays are pretty strong.
These are a lot like your plays, only a little more effective.
Great, got it.
So as a director, who has influenced your style, and what choices did you use in shooting Leatherheads?
Well, for me, I suppose the two people, or the three people actually, that have been the biggest influence on filmmaking in general for me are my old partner Steven Soderbergh and Joel and Ethan Cohen, who are good friends and who I've stolen a lot of things from over the years.
Where were you two?
A little drunk.
I'm not drunk, you coward.
Really? Because your sleeve's on fire.
Oh, really? Ah! Ah! He's a phenomenal director that I've been a big fan of for a long time, and of course, as an actor, he's somebody I think everybody wants to be.
And in this film in particular, older directors, Preston Sturges and Howard Hawks, and people who made kind of very funny screwball comedies over the years, that I thought I should steal from them as well. I steal like crazy.
He's basically a huge movie fan, and he knows exactly what he wants because in his head the movie's already done, you know, so it was cool. I learned a lot from him. Throw one.
You're the injured party, you get the first punch.